All right, welcome back to another edition of America's 250 Red, White, and You. All this year, we're celebrating America's 250th birthday by talking to people and meeting organizations that are making big changes and doing huge things in the community. So today, we're going to continue that conversation. We have Leigh Mansberg here, the president and CEO of Junior Achievement, joining us in the studio. Leigh, thank you so much for taking the time.
Oh, glad to be here. Thank you so much.
Well, I always like to start these things with a little education session, so to speak, because there might be people out there who don't know what Junior Achievement is. So what is Junior Achievement?
Junior Achievement has been in the Memphis and Mid-South region for 70 years, and our work is focused on creating kindergarten through 12th grade students who have financial literacy skills, who believe in entrepreneurship as a tool for creating generational wealth, and most importantly, who see the pathways to getting to the career they want to have.
You said a lot of key things there. A lot of buzzwords there. Financial being financially literate, if I can be literate right now, and then entrepreneurship. So the focus here is what, teaching kids or young adults or finding what they love? I mean, help us understand how you get them to the spot that you're talking about. It
begins with the reason it's so important to begin in kindergarten is for a child to begin to understand his or her community, to understand the jobs, the role his or her family plays in the community, and to see that the skills they might acquire in a lifetime could actually eventually lead to opening their own companies. But most importantly, none of that works without the financial literacy foundation and toolbox you need to be bank ready, to run your business accordingly, or even just to be ready for your first paycheck. You and I were like, where's all my money? Where did it all go? So when children attend Junior Achievement, they get their first paychecks and they understand exactly what's coming out of it, and they understand why those benefits had to happen, why income tax had to take place, what they need to do to make sure they're set up correctly on their paychecks to meet tax obligations, and just those really important tools that we just haven't been able to figure out how to deliver quite yet well as a community. Well,
I mean, it's no secret that financial literacy has always been kind of a lost art in our community, in the African American community over the years. And so I know nobody taught me financial literacy. You could look at my bank account when I was a young adult and figure that out. So I think it's admirable that you're doing this, you guys do this for young kids, because it's such a missing piece of life.
It is, and we have amazing partners who help serve for our community after the age of 18. But it is for all communities. I would argue that most of the people watching today don't know what the interest rates are on the credit cards in their wallets.
100%.
And don't even know if they've triggered it by missing a payment. So it is a lost art. As a former English teacher, children don't learn to diagram a sentence in 1 year. It takes multiple interactions year after year, and one of the things we're really proud of is we have what are called triple play and layered learning schools. Those schools where we are coming back year after year after year, or multiple times in 1 year, because we know for it to stick and scale, you're going to have a lot of experiences with it.
And this is all based on the idea of keeping talented Memphis people, or I say Memphis for here, but regionally, wherever this is located, keeping people in their communities, correct?
Oh, the greatest advocate for your own home community are the people that actually live there. But if we continue to lose our talent to Atlanta, to Nashville, to Dallas, we don't have a talent problem in our city. We have an opportunity challenge.
Gotcha.
And we want our children to believe that they've got enough space to step into anything they dream of being when they grow up.
Now, it's often been said there's a ton of small businesses in the Memphis region, Memphis-Shelby County area. Would you consider this kind of a hotbed for entrepreneurship?
Oh, for sure the Mid-South is a wonderful hotbed because you have easier access to connections and people and capital here than you do in other types of cities. So we're a much more interconnected B2B. We have chambers throughout, from the Greater Memphis Chamber to the Collierville Chamber to the Jackson Chamber. Like, they're all working together to make sure that we can really spark this region, and we are really proud at Junior Achievement to be that organization in the middle that's saying, whoa, whoa, there's a lot of kids. Let's make sure we're ready for them and building the world for them.
And how does somebody get started in Junior Achievement?
So we work in two different ways. We work in the school level. By next school year, we'll be serving all the municipalities and in Shelby County, which we're thrilled about. So you can do it through the district level, through your schools, and we have amazing partnerships and plans of education with schools. but we also partner with after-school community partners. So you'll see a different set of our programs with many of our community partners that are fellow nonprofits.
And I don't want to put you on the spot here.
Go for it.
But we're going to give it a shot. What's that look like for a kindergartner? You know what I mean?
For a kindergartner, it's a fair question and a terrifying one because most adults are like, you want me to volunteer in a kindergarten classroom?
Yeah.
So the curriculum in kindergarten is about 2 to 3 hours long, and it's called JA My Family. And the first most essential thing that the children learn when they're introduced to careers and financial literacy is wants versus needs. That is at the heart of it. But then they also learn the role their family plays within an economy. Whether that is mom and dad or mom or just dad or grandma or whatever adults are in your life, they are your family and you have a place in our community. You contribute from taxes. Those who care for you hopefully have jobs, and you have a responsibility to contribute to that.
Yeah.
Even lessons like doing chores and doing what's expected of your household is helping your family's own economy. And so a child can learn at age 5 the role they play and what money is and why it's important to the health of their family.
Right now, my 5-year-old only knows what Robux are. And
well, he goes to Arlington and he's going to have JA next year, so there you go.
Oh, he got us buying Robux every day. So we go from like the kindergarten where you're just building a foundation of kind of what your role can be and what your family's role is. What's it like for a senior who's getting ready to graduate and go to college? Because there's always that scary time. I know when I went to college, the first day I walked on campus, they were handing out credit cards like candy. You know what I mean?
It's really terrible.
Yes,
it's
not
terrible.
good.
It's not good
Not
at all.
good.
So kindergarten through grade 8 is about what we call a child's mindset about the future and that hope. Have the seeds of hope been planted in every child of, I know what I'm really interested in, I know why I'm going to high school. So when you talk about that graduating senior, we're really now talking about high school as a place of skill sets where a child collects those skills both in financial literacy and with career to get to where they want to go. If they are not going to go on to a 2 or 4 year school, we certainly hope our children are. They have acquired the credentials they need, they have acquired the soft skills they need, and the financial literacy skills they need to go straight into the workforce. If they're going into 2 or 4 year colleges, they're knowing why they're going.
Yeah.
They're not just going because it's the next step. That's just in this economy, that is not good enough.
No.
You're going to 2 and 4 year school because you are out to achieve something, and it's going to do something for the next step.
Yeah. So I declared my major on my first day of my freshman year in college. You know, I was a broadcast journalism major from day one.
And look at you now.
Well, part of that's because I could not stay in school, so I was like, I gotta get this done in 4 years, baby. But yeah, to your point, I didn't waste any years. I didn't waste any time in college because I got in and got out. But so now there's so many kids who change their major halfway through, undecided on what they want to do, and I think something like Junior Achievement could maybe help narrow some of that focus.
It's exactly. We call it education for what's next.
Okay.
And that a child must be thinking about what's next because no family right now has the time or the financials to waste to play.
Yeah.
Like it's just, college cannot be about that. And this expression of, oh, the next 4 years will be the best time of your life. Well, I hope they're really, really good. But I also hope that at 22, the world is not a terrifying place because you've left college really, really ready for what's next.
We were talking a little bit before we got started about how you help kids determine what they're interested in. And some of the phrasing you used, I think, was very interesting about, so kind of take me through, how do you help a kid? You were saying something about, like, do they like numbers or letters? Do they like, what's that process like as they're learning?
Sure. So grades kindergarten through 7th, we've really talked about all these options. And then as they enter into what we call our Career Institute, which is grades 7 through 12, they're starting to do career inventories. You can go, everybody in the viewing audience can go to connect.ja.org and go to JA Here to Career, and you will see interest inventories. So children can start being able to really explore what that is without it saying, when you grow up, I was told when I grow up, you will be an office assistant. When I took one of those inventories, and my dad was like, no, you won't. He's like, because I think you can do this. And I was very fortunate to have an adult in my life who was like saying, no, you won't, you will achieve, you will do this. And that only told me that because I'm highly organized and efficient. So any woman at the time in the early 80s who was efficient got put into teacher or office assistant, which is great in our wonderful careers, but is there the question to say there could be something more? Was that analysis an appropriate analysis?
I remember we used to take those personality quizzes and those career quizzes back in the day, and it kind of narrowed down to what you were going to be able to do. And at the time, you didn't realize that it was internally narrowing your own focus.
Correct.
You didn't even think, so you start thinking, well, maybe I'm supposed to do that without having people around to tell you, oh, no, you don't have to limit to that.
Right.
You can go to so much more. Talk a little bit about the success you guys have seen through Junior Achievement as you guys have over the years.
So we launched our new strategy and program offering in 2019. And what has been remarkable, we now serve in 71 counties across the Mid-South. So we've built a model designed to empower the Mid-South. There are 657,000 children in the Mid-South, and right now we are reaching almost 48,000 of those children.
Wow.
So the tipping point is if we can get to 10% of them, so that's 68,000. So we're getting close, and when we get to the tipping point, that means the region's starting to talk about children and their futures in a singular way, instead of a lot of little conversations here and there, and we're all starting to work together and leverage our resources. And that's what we want to see with a healthy, what we call a healthy ecosystem for children to grow and thrive.
So how do people get involved? You say you're going to be you guys are already going to be in all the schools and all the districts, but if I'm a parent watching right now and I say, man, I love this idea for my kid, how do I make sure my kid gets involved?
So we're not in every school. We serve all the districts. What I would say to every parent is ask your administrators, ask your classroom teachers, do y'all use Junior Achievement? If not, I know they're available for you. And so go to www.jamemphis.org and click Request a Program. And our amazing
shameless
program
plug.
Shameless plug, but the only way we can get done, we are in so many schools in the Mid-South because one parent came along and said, I don't just want this for my child, I want this for all the children. And sometimes our parents have gone through and helped raise some funds. Sometimes their companies have come in, all kinds of different ways. But if every member of the community would just say, we must get these tools in the hands of children, magic would start to happen.
Okay. And so what if somebody wants to donate at this point in time? So somebody's watching and they say, man, I love this program. I love what it's doing for kids. I want to get involved. How do they do that?
There are a couple really amazing ways to get involved. When you go to that jamemphis.org website, you'll see two other really important buttons. One of them is a volunteer button because everyone's time has so much value. And we will have almost 3,000 entrepreneurs, 3,000 volunteers serving the children that we have the privilege to work with. So join us as a volunteer, create a corporate plan as a volunteer. The other key way is financially. We are 70 years old. Started in 1955.
You're looking great for 70.
Thank you so much. I do my best. It's the children. They keep me young. But we hope that everybody will donate a $70 donation, make sure that no child is denied access. So just at the most easy level, come on board and make a donation because we are making sure that every dollar gets to the hands of our kids to make lives change. All
right, and so just so we're clear on the website, jamemphis.org.
You got it.
I think we may try to post that up there on there.
Please do.
Little post-interview editing that we could do, jamemphis.org, and that'll have all the information if people want to get involved or if they want to request the program for their school that does not have it. So there'll be an opportunity for you to, if you're at home wanting to get involved, that's the best way to get involved at this point in time. But it sounds like a program that it just touches so many kids, 48,000 kids already right now. So Leigh, I want to say thank you again for joining us.
Pleasure.
Before I let you go, is there anything coming up right now in the very near future with JA that people need to know about? We will be launching community events of just small, what we're going to call porch parties to grow community advocacy. If you are interested in getting more of your community to advocate for junior achievement and more importantly, to advocate for kindergarten through 12th grade children to keep them here, reach out to us and let us know, hey, I'd like to open up my house, bring in 10 to 12 of my friends over so you can teach them about it. Awesome. All right, the porch party. If you know somebody who wants to host a porch party, or you do, make sure and let them know. Again, Leigh, thank you so much for taking the time. Amazing work that you guys are doing, and that's why you're a part of this year's edition of Red, White, and New America's 250. Again, we are taking the time to honor and talk about and meet and introduce and just teach you about all of the different programs and people here in the Mid-South and in Memphis that are making a difference, and this Junior Achievement definitely making a difference. For America's 250 Red, White, and New, I'm Ruben Diaz.